Hello, Low Cypher here. So Netflix has released a new mini-series called Adolescence in 2025. It tells the story of a young boy named Jamie in the UK, who is captured by the police after fatally stabbing a schoolmate of his, Katie, after she cyber-bullied him by labeling him with the word incel, causing a domino effect where he is then cyber-bullied by his schoolmates. The tyrannical Prime Minister of UK who jails people for tweets, and Pakistani gang rapist lover, Keir Starmer, called it a documentary, and wants it to be shown in schools everywhere as part of their curriculum. However, there is a gigantic problem with the show, besides it being boring as shit. The problem with Adolescence is that it's an anti-British, anti-straight white men, anti-masculine, misandrist propaganda created by these two woke homos and traitors to the UK. I mean, Stephen Graham is an actor, so he's probably a brainwashed far leftist. And look at Jack Thorne, he looks like he has never produced an iota of testosterone in his life before. He probably jerks off soy milk into a glass every morning, and then drinks it. Heck, the dude doesn't even look British, instead looking like those dangerous people a certain Austrian painter warned us about. Anyways, being that it's propaganda, anyone with a brain cell knows that Starmer wants to use it to destroy the self-esteem, confidence, and pride that white boys have in themselves and their country. Because this is all part of the humiliation ritual to weaken and destroy the fighting stock of the UK, as it is being invaded by the Muslim, African, and Indian invaders that the far-left government and Soros globalists are importing. What do I mean by this? Well, the show is filled to the brim with anti-white and anti-male imagery. Some blatant, some subliminal, but all woke. It starts off with a black man working with a strong and independent white woman. They're both detectives of the far left, communist police force, and they barge into a working-class white family's home and arrest a 13-year-old white boy, while the black man barks orders like he's now the man of the house and the country. When Jamie and his father deals with their lawyer, he's another bumbling white man who appears inept and inspires no confidence. The black and the white detective then work together to interrogate the white boy and his working-class white parents. In the second episode they both even arrest Jamie's friend, another white boy, manhandling him as they hand him off to what looks like a brown officer. And beginning in episode 3, Jamie starts therapy sessions with a white woman, and whenever he has any outburst that puts her in danger of physical violence, her savior comes in the form of an African man, straight up with an African accent. Because we all know that the greatest threat to white women is white men, and their saviors are black men. What a load of horse shit. They keep blasting this rubbish everywhere, the virile black man and the white woman who loves cucking her race. It's unnatural and uncanny because life is not a blacked video. And for bonus points, they even show the therapist having a moment where a white male security guard tries to mansplain her job to her, and she puts him down. Hooray for the strong independent woman, I guess. The straight white men are consistently portrayed in a negative light. Jamie and his father are both shown as having weak mental and emotional fortitude. White males are either idiots, bullies, or in supporting roles compared to colored males. The black detective has a son who gets bullied by a white boy. When the black detective visits the school and talks to a classroom where his own son is, the white bully teases the son right in front of the black detective and a brown teacher, by making pig sounds. The brown teacher then shouts down the white bully and puts him in his place. How about showing us non-whites bullying whites and getting away with it because the weak whites allow it all the time, just like in real life? Even when Katie's Morlock-looking black friend punches Jamie's friend, it is portrayed as a power move, because she rightly suspects that he has a part to play in the murder. Jamie's friend is revealed to be the one who supplied Jamie with the knife. On another note, Jamie's father is also characterized as having a history of anger issues, and being emotionally stunted. He blows up in fights with his wife, neighborhood kids, and security guards. He irrationally throws paint on his van to cover up a slur vandalized on it, and in the end, he's shown as a failure of a father who could not be an emotional pillar to his son, drowning in toxic masculinity, which is in contrast with the black detective, who's shown trying to emotionally bond with his son, and is respectful to women. But the cherry on top of the woke shit cake, the propaganda that jumped the shark, the mother of all gaslight, is the laughable plot point that Jamie, the white boy, is the one who stabbed and killed the girl. Talk about suspending our disbelief, we literally have to blow our brains out to accept this horse shit. Hello, it's 2025, and we've seen the rise of stabbings in the UK go up because of African and Muslim invaders. How the fuck are we going to accept that this nice-looking well-kept white boy is the same murderous demons that these black criminals are? They even try to make it seem like he's radicalized by the incel movement, or as the white woman detective puts it, by Andrew Tate shit. This is the main reason Starmer is calling it a documentary and is pushing for it to be taught in school. He wants to start brainwashing the minds of young boys and girls at a young age to vilify the straight white man, and to erode any semblance of strength or authority a white boy is supposed to develop. This might make it easier for him to forcibly conscript them, and send them off to the front lines of some foreign war where they'll die, so that their white women can be impregnated by the African and Muslim invaders the globalists have imported. At this point our so-called conspiracy theories on the far-left traitorous government of the UK are conspiracy realities. They're the dangerous ones, the traitors who have opened the floodgate to the violent invasion of the UK. Immigrants, Islam, and Muslims are being celebrated while Britons, Christianity, and Christians are being persecuted and deleted. Muslims are now the mayors of many major cities, and there are over 3,000 mosques, 130 Sharia courts, and 50 Sharia councils in the UK. The most common baby name in UK is Muhammad. London is not white anymore, and the traitorous King Charles let Muslims break their fast in the chapel of Windsor Castle. Christians are being jailed for preaching while Muslims are being let go for raping white girls. The government recently passed a law to judge criminals who are women or of minority ethnicities far more lightly than the white men and Christians. The Britons are being jailed for tweets, while the Africans loot, assault, stab, and kill with impunity and get away with it. When the outraged Britons protested against the Muslim rape gangs, Starmer sided with the rapists, and slandered the patriotic Britons as far-right thugs, while his personal Gestapo, the UK police, helped the Muslim rapists. And with all of this in mind, we're supposed to accept a stupid show by evil woke cockroaches, which shows us that a white boy and his white nuclear family are the problem of the UK, and caused the stabbing of a girl? Oh hell no, fuck that shit, fuck this show and everyone involved in it, and fuck Keir Starmer and his far-left tyrannical government. African and Muslim men aren't being radicalized by Andrew Tate to stab and rape girls. That is the culture they brought from their home countries. And if Starmer doesn't believe that, we can always use his daughter as an experiment, just like how he used and sacrificed the daughters of so many Britons on the bloody altar of globalism. The biggest group facing emotional abuse in the West are white children, especially white boys. And the worst part is that their abusers are not only the foreign invaders, but their own weak-minded fathers and mothers, who have white guilt, or no balls to protect their children. We can only see what will happen from here on out, but I hope that the patriotic Britons of UK rip this show out of the curriculum of their children's schools, for if not, be prepared for a generation of even weaker men, and then a generation of no Britons, for they have all been wiped out. Low cipher out. My vulgar and politically incorrect rants are for entertainment purposes only. Please view the disclaimers in the description box. Please also like, follow, and subscribe. Thank you.